Hi, everybody. I just wanted to jump on here and do a really quick Bible study. I've had a few people ask me recently why I have long hair, why I don't cut my hair short like I used to have it. And so I just wanted to kind of explain some things. Yes, it is a spiritual discipline that the Bible is pretty clear on. I am not here to judge anybody that has not chosen to do this, but I've been walking this walk for about 25 years now in the Apostolic Church, and I have come to the place where my desires are secondary to what God is asking me to do, and I believe that's what He's asked me to follow is His word in certain areas of my life that I've questioned for many years. For those of you that know me and understand my struggles, but I just wanted to take a really quick look at the Bible and why we do this, why apostolic women do not cut their hair. So it's all found in 1 Corinthians, which is the New Testament, which is letters to the church, and that's us. We are the New Testament church. So I pulled all of this off of Raymond Woodward's study on it, and I may have added a few of my own comments, but I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but just some basic scriptures. Okay, so the church, just to give you a little background, the church in Corinth that Paul was writing to, he had founded that church, and then he went back to give instruction because there were a lot of things going on in the church that needed correction, and he was their founding father, so he went back to give them correction and guidance. So in 1 Corinthians chapter 11, we see that, hang on just a second. Okay, sorry, I had to get the verses lined up here. So 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verses 1 through 16, I'm just going to read through it real quick. It says, "Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Christ. Now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head. But every woman that prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered dishonors her head. For that is even as if she were shaven. For if the woman is not covered, let her also be shorn. But if it's a shame for a woman to be shorn or shaven, let her be covered. For a man," I'm going to kind of paraphrase this because it's all King James. "For a man ought not cover his head, for as much as he is the image and glory of God, but the woman is the glory of the man. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman is of the man." I'm going to stop right there and just say, so in the Bible, we are taught that there is an order of authority, and God being the head, Christ, man, wife, children. And so this is following that pattern and showing us that we need to be in submission to our husbands. I know that's a huge controversy in our world today, but let me tell you, there has to be a decision maker in the family. and otherwise it's constant headbutting, right? So as long as the man is following Christ, following God, the woman should submit to his authority. And as long as he's being a loving husband and following Jesus and not being obnoxious or belligerent or bullying her, those are other things that are dealt with in Scripture. But we're talking about godly Christian men, and that's the order that God set up, the order of authority. So when he talks about all this, that's what he's referring to. So it says, for this cause ought the woman to have power on her head because of the angels. That's another whole study, but I can briefly mention that, when God created the heavens and the earth, when he created man and woman, the angels were there with him. And so as a witness to his establishing that authority, that's one take on that. There's not a lot said on this topic, but the other reason that the angels are mentioned here could very well refer to the Ark of the Covenant back in the Old Testament, because only here in 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and in the passage in the Old Testament, and I'm not finding it right now, but I'll look for it, that talks about angels, covering, and glory are the Ark of the Covenant and our hair. So that's kind of significant, I think. Anyway, onward. Because of the angels. Nevertheless, this is at verse 11, neither is the man without the woman, neither the woman without the man in the Lord. For as the woman is of the man, even so is the man also by the woman. But all things of God. Judge in yourselves, is it comely or normal or reasonable, or comely can be is it a good thing or is it a bad thing, that a woman pray with her head uncovered, pray to God uncovered? Doesn't even nature teach you that if a man has long hair, it's a shame to him? But if a woman has long hair, it is a glory to her, for her hair is given to her as a covering. Not a hat, her hair. And then he goes on to say, if anyone is contentious about this, we don't have any other customs in our churches. So in the New Testament church, the women did not wear head coverings when they were worshiping God. The Christian women did not. And that was a separation of, that set them apart from the old law, the Jewish women in that day and age. Okay? All right, are you with me? So that's the scriptures that our teachings are based on, and they're directly from the Bible. How much money and time do women spend on our hair? A ton. So I guess, yes, our hair is our glory. We want our hair to be beautiful, right? And I know our world standards say cut it, dye it, do all these things to it, but the Bible is pretty clear that women are to have long hair. And so I hope I answered your questions. If anyone has further questions for me, if you wanted to private message me, I would be more than happy to do a more in-depth Bible study with you. Please don't be contentious about this. And, I'm following the Lord as he is leading me. So I'm just praying that I can be pleasing to him and that I can be a light to others. And, the other side of it that we teach as well in our church is the distinction of genders. That is a line that is very blurred in our society today. Sometimes I'll be watching something and I can't really tell if it's a male or a female on television because their lines are being more and more blurred on this in this area of what we wear and how we wear our hair, what we do with our hair. So that's all I have for today, and I hope that I answered any of your questions, and I hope you have a wonderful day. It's beautiful outside. Get out there, enjoy the sunshine. Bye.